Hi, Lori. How's it going? Spent quite a lot of time on my thumbnail. It just wasn't turning out the way I wanted to, so I'm a little bit late. That's what I was doing, messing around with taking my picture. Not really good at selfies. So I'm here home alone today. Just my husband and I. No kids are around. So it's going to be pretty quiet around here today. So how are you doing today? Are you okay? Did you get your tire fixed? All right. So on the menu today, oh, they didn't charge you? That's good. That's always a bonus, right? All right. So on the menu today, I'm going to make some pesto chicken and a Cobb salad. I've been really wanting a Cobb salad lately. So, you know what I forgot to do is I forgot to start my oven. So let's get that going. Because I'm going to have to put some bacon on the cookie sheet and cook that up. And once I get that done, I can cook the chicken thighs. All right, so I'm putting some eggs to boil on the stove. They've been sitting there at room temperature for a little while. So I've got the eggs cooking and I've got that preheating. Thank you. You know what? I really see it in my face a lot. I really do. It's just you know what it is, I think, for me, it's that I want to see myself lose weight in the parts that are the biggest. And I know that's always the part that goes away last. And so I'm thinking that in the next 30 days, it'll be 90 days, pretty much always on keto. I had 2 minor slip-ups, but and I'm going to try not to do it for the next 30 days again. But I really feel like after 3 months, I'm going to see a big difference in my stomach area. All right, so I need some parchment paper. You know what? I bought a box of parchment paper on Amazon like last year, and it was like $15, which was a really, really good deal because I'm still working on that box of parchment paper after a year, and I use it all the time. So I'm hoping that I can find it again when I really need it. All right, so let's get the bacon in the pan. I've got a bunch of bacon here. I don't know that I'm going to cook it all right now. It's probably about 3 pounds worth of bacon. I just caught up on all your videos, and I had the best time watching Anna do that plank, even though she didn't last very long. She's just the cutest little thing. And I hadn't seen her in your video since Christmas. She's looking a lot bigger to me. All right. So there we go on that. So this weekend, I've been working on my website, and I got my homepage done. I don't know if it's going to stay looking like that, but I mean, I've got a pretty good start on it. And I watched a few videos. She is growing fast. Hi, Kim Cole. So how old is she? Like 3 now? She looks like she's about 3. So I worked on my homepage on my website yesterday and watched some videos. I watched a guy that gave a step-by-step. Yeah, she just barely turned 3 then. I watched a guy do a step-by-step tutorial on building a website with WordPress. Hi, Deb. And he made it really, really simple. I mean, I kept like backing up his video and pausing it and just kind of following along with my own website. So it turned out to be a lot easier than I expected it to, for sure. So anyway, I got the homepage kind of done. I learned how to put links in there and link up my YouTube channel to it and the whole thing. And then this morning, I woke up about 5 o'clock and I wrote another blog post. And this time the blog post was just about the basics of keto, because I have an email that I keep resending to people that ask me how to start the keto diet. And it's people from my YouTube channel, people on my Facebook page, and people that I know in person, like at work. People will ask me questions about how to start it and everything. And so I wrote out an email and I send them this email that has probably about 6 weeks worth of meal plans and shopping lists and just the basic rundown on the keto diet to get somebody started. So I wrote out I actually put more information than was in my email on my website, and I really researched some stuff and put it out. So I'm pretty proud of the article that I wrote today. All right. So I've got 2 pans of bacon going here. And I'm going to put them in the oven, even though the oven's not completely warmed up. They say that cooking bacon in the oven, that you should actually start out in a cold oven and cook it like that. I've never done that. And that would only work for the first batch. I mean, I have a lot of bacon here, and usually I'll just cook up this whole package of bacon. So after the first batch, it's not a cold oven anyway. And I think my timing would be off too. So when you guys get a chance, go to ketokeepingitsimple.com and check out my keto basics posts that I did, and hopefully, and if you have suggestions for me or anything that I can add or that I shouldn't add, then you can put that too. But basically, I talked about macros, the keto fluid, and electrolytes, and my theory, what's worked for me as far as the macros go, because there's just so much different information out there. I just feel like people have to kind of play with it themselves and figure out what works for them. I mean, you know, some people can eat the higher protein and lower fat, just like Lori was saying. And sometimes, you know, you need that extra fat. I crave the fat. And I didn't at first, but I do now. So I don't think going on a higher protein keto would work for me. Okay, my eggs are boiling already. So I'm going to turn those down to a simmer. And I'm going to put the timer on for about 10 minutes. And we'll see if I can peel eggs on camera live. We'll see what happens. You know what? I know that using the Instant Pot is a really, really good way to do it. And I did it that way once. But I'm only making 7 eggs because I don't eat very many hard-boiled eggs. And and my Instant Pot is really, really big. So I just decided to do it on the stove. You're poking the freshest pork you've ever had in your Instant Pot. Ooh, you got a pit. Oh, you're cooking the freshest pork you've ever had in your Instant Pot. You know what? People around here, they do fresh pig all the time because they buy it from the fair in 4-H is a big thing around here. They buy it at the fair in August. I've never bought one actually, but I don't know. That might be something that I do sometime, but I don't know if I'd buy a pig. They have a lamb would be really good. Oh my goodness, that would be so good. So look at what I found. Avocados on sale for 99 cents each. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a Cobb salad. I still have the little containers of the holy avocado in my freezer, but I was just feeling the fresh avocado this time since it's on sale. Okay, so let's get on with something else. Oh, so since I'm in such a chatty mood right now, I found this roast beef on sale at my grocery store, and it has 0 carbs, 0 sugars, 2 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein for 7 slices. Well, I'm not going to eat 7 slices, but there it is. I'll probably, they're pretty big slices, so I'm going to put some cream cheese and pepperoncinis in it. Let's take a look at them. I've never bought this brand before. Oh, they are pretty thin. They look thicker in the package. But yeah, I'll probably do about 4 of those in one of my meals with a little bit of cream cheese and put some pepperoncinis in the middle. I think that's going to be really, really good. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I don't have Abby here to be my cream cheese spreader, so I've got to do all the labor myself. They were all here yesterday. Oops, I forgot to get the trash can. I'll be right back. I like to pull the trash can. It's all the way on the other side of the kitchen. I like to pull it over here when I'm doing my prep. Oh, yeah, I changed my mind. I'm not doing pepperoncinis. I decided to do pickles in the middle with the, oh, that was hard to open, with the roast beef and cream cheese. I've really been craving pickles lately. I think maybe my body's trying to tell me something. When my daughter Alicia was little, she never ate meat. And I was always concerned that she wasn't getting enough protein and the nutrients that she needed. And her pediatrician told me that when her body is starts craving it, when it's getting all the nutrients it needs from somewhere. And when her body starts craving it, that means it really needs it. So I kind of let it go. And I didn't force her to eat meat as much as I would have. And that kind of stuck with me because I thought, you know what? If that's true of kids, that's true of adults too. I mean, if your body is craving a certain food, unless it's potatoes or bread, then it means there's a nutrient in there that your body really needs. So that's why I've really been eating a lot of pickles lately. Just like a little snack. And they're really low carb too. And they're tasty. All right, I need a knife. I was all proud of myself today. Hi, Deb. I was all proud of myself today. I thought that I was completely set up and ready to go, and I wasn't going to forget a thing. Well, that didn't work out so well for me, did it? All right, so I'm going to do about 3 of these pieces of roast beef in each of these containers. One thing about me spreading my own cream cheese instead of Abby spreading the cream cheese for me is I go a little more heavy-handed than she does. All right. So anyway, there we go. That's what it looks like. A little bit of cream cheese, a pickle, and a piece of roast beef. I let this cream cheese, it was frozen because over Christmas, they had a deal at my grocery store. They were like 50 cents each. Oh, typing on a phone is hard, I know. And you know what? When I type comments on my phone, I always mess up. I try to save the comments for when I get home on my computer, because sometimes I'll watch your guys' videos and other videos when I'm on my break at work and I'm sitting there listening to videos while I play Candy Crush. But this cream cheese, I was going to say, I bought it for 50 cents a package, but I had to buy like 10 packages to get it at that really good price. So I just put it in the freezer. So I took one out last night and I let it soften this morning, and it looks a little bit like whipped cream cheese. It's a lot lighter and fluffier than usual. I don't know why that is, but I mean, it looks really, really good. And it's really easy to spread on this meat. So, oh, darn it. I did something wrong with my timer. I don't know how long my eggs have been in there. And my bacon is smelling. Oh, it looks good. Snack, crackle, pop. So I think I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes. And I arranged it on the shelves. Oh. I had 2 more minutes on the timer. I did set the timer right. Okay, so my eggs have 2 more minutes to go. Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's the first one that I've thought out, but I don't know. It looks like the whipped cream cheese does. We'll find out if the texture and the taste, if it changed the taste, then I'm not going to like it. But if the taste is the same, then it'll be okay. But man, how could you beat that price? 50 cents a pack. All right. Let me put this down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so the first one is done. I decided to do 4. So I'm just kind of killing time, getting some different things done. After I do this, these roast beef roll-ups, then I'm going to get my vegetables going. But I've got a little time to spare right now because the oven is being taken up by my bacon. There's the bell. All right, so we're going to go to the sink and drain off the water. Let me show you how I do my eggs. Then I'm going to go get some ice. I'll be right back. just went yesterday and got a big old bag of ice. I was thinking to myself, who buys ice in the middle of winter like this by the bag? Well, I do. We use a lot of ice at our house. My drinks have to be really, really cold for me to drink them, especially the electrolyte drink. It has to be super cold for me to enjoy it. Okay, so it's been my experience. Hi, Terry Lee. I've been on about 20 minutes. So it's been my experience that if you put ice water in a bowl, drain the hot water out of your pan, put the eggs in the bowl. I'm going to let them sit and cool off for a little bit. The shells should peel right off. So we'll see if it works this time. I haven't done it. I haven't made hard-boiled eggs in a really long time because I'm not a fan. No, I like them. I don't love them. But with Hi My Journey, so far I've boiled some eggs. I'm cooking bacon, and I'm making these delicious roast beef and pickle and cream cheese roll-ups. That's what I'm doing right now. Let me go put this back in the freezer. So anyway, I like hard-boiled eggs. I don't love hard-boiled eggs. Probably like a year and a half ago, I did the egg fast, the famous egg fast, and I did it for 5 days. And at the end of 5 days, I couldn't look at another egg for months, it seemed like. So that's one reason why I don't do those fasts anymore. I know there's a bunch of people on Facebook getting ready to do the bacon fast. And I follow a group that does the beef and butter fast. And all those things are kind of fun. They're not that healthy, and they're not very nutritious. But who am I to say what is right and wrong? I mean, everybody does keto their own way, and there's so many ways to do it. I know the Instant Pot is the best way. You went and checked it out already, huh, Kim Cole? You know what? That picture of the avocado seed falling out cracked me up. And I add a lot of memes to my videos, and I'm not really sure about all the copyright stuff. I mean, nobody said anything to me about copyright with the memes, but I would really, really like to add them to my website because I just get such a kick out of them. I don't know. I love them. And that's why I have fun looking for them too. So that's why I'm all out of those sandwich slices. So I'm just going to use some of these baby dills now. And what I'm going to do, there's just 2 in there. I should probably save that juice, but I'm not. Oh, I've been wanting some deviled eggs for sure. That is the one way that I can eat boiled eggs like nobody's business. That's a fact. All right, let's check this bacon out. Oh, perfect. Wow, that turned out really, really good. So I'm going to put that on a plate with some paper towels. And after my live stream is over, you know what? If I don't make my own mayonnaise, which I haven't for a really long time, I love Best Foods. That's my go-to mayonnaise as far as store-bought goes. I don't know where you live, but on the East Coast, it's called Hellman's. And that's the mayonnaise that I grew up with. And if I could find a recipe, a mayonnaise recipe that tasted exactly like Best Foods mayonnaise, I would probably never buy store-bought mayonnaise again. The Best Foods has a taste to it, like a tangy kind of taste. And I don't think it's the vinegar, and I don't think it's the lemon juice. They do something different. Put something, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the sugar, maybe it's the soybean, I don't know. But they put something in it that makes it really, really good. So that's what I use, is Best Foods. And you know what? This is my thought. I'm going to talk about this on my website one of these days. It's not going to be real popular, but this is what I think. I know that soy is very, very inflammatory, and it's not the greatest thing for you ever. And everybody is against, I can't stand the smell of Miracle Whip. It makes me nauseous. I don't know why, but it makes me nauseous. So soy is not the best thing for you ever, and it's one of the biggest GMO crops there is besides corn. Soy and corn, it's a fact, are the biggest GMO crops that there are. But I don't eat mayonnaise all the time. I mean, you guys, this is week 10 of my meal prep, and I've probably only used mayonnaise twice in this last 10 weeks. So I don't use a lot of mayonnaise. It's not going to kill me. So that's what I do. Besides the fact that I have a full-time job, I have my grandkids here, you know, pretty often, all 4 of them. And, you know, just like everybody else, I'm busy. I'm running a YouTube channel. Now I'm building a website. I don't have time to do everything homemade by hand. I think I do really well. But, I mean, really, I just don't think it's, you know, the worst thing you can ever do is have some mayonnaise with soy in it. I know ingredients do matter, so this is what I'm doing right now. Since ingredients matter, I got these thighs. Oh my goodness, look at the size of these thighs. The week before last, I made a dish with chicken. I wish that I'd had the chicken with the skin on and the bone in. And that was the last package of boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I had on my in my freezer. And so I went to the store yesterday. Oh my gosh, these things are monsters. These are monsters. So I made sure I got the chicken thighs with the skin on and the bone in. And I looked at the price difference. And these were $1.89 a pound. They're not on sale or anything. They're $1.89 a pound. And the boneless, skinless ones were like $3.60 a pound. Yikes, you guys. All right. So I have 2 packages of chicken thighs that I'm cooking up because both of my dishes are chicken. I go through phases. I'm actually going to spread these out a little bit. All right, let me go wash my hands really quick and my knife. I have hot soapy water going, already done and ready to go, especially since I'm dealing with chicken. Oh, I'm sorry that you've got the keto flu right now. You know what? I just go to my website, ketokeepingitsimple.com, my journey, and I just wrote an article about the keto flu, the keto basics. Maybe you'll maybe you can learn something from it and help you out with your keto flu. But what I'm telling you right now is you need to make sure you're getting your electrolytes in. That's a fact. And if you don't have a electrolyte drink that you make at home yourself, you should probably make yourself an electrolyte drink. I'm going to put this chicken in, and then we'll talk about electrolytes for a minute. So if you guys notice, I took the chicken and I put it in the same pan that I cooked the bacon in, and that's going to give it an extra good flavor. All right, so that chicken's going in there, and I'm thinking that's going to take a good, I don't know, 30 minutes. So let's get that going. So how long have you been doing keto, my journey? I washed my knife, just FYI. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Let me show you something really quick. I have some Sole water in my jar here. If you take the pink salt and you put it in a mason jar, like about this much, and then fill it up with water and let it sit on your counter for 24 hours. And if there's still salt left on the bottom, that means that your water is saturated with the sodium. If there's no salt left on the bottom, then you have to add some more salt and let it sit another 24 hours. But this is a really, really good way to get your sodium in. So I take this 2 to 3 tablespoons of the sodium water, and this is no salt. This is all potassium, and a half a teaspoon of this is 1,280 grams of potassium, which is really, really good. And then just for extra measure, because I like it, I add in 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar because I just really feel like it has a lot of health benefits. And then I put a couple squirts of these meal drops in. These meal drops are sweetened with stevia, and they make it taste good. And then I pour a berry-flavored LaCroix in it, mix it all up, put a bunch of ice in a mason jar, and drink one of those a day. That helps a lot. That helps a lot to get your electrolytes in. And then besides that, I'm just going to put like a half a pickle in each one of these now. Besides that, you need to get some magnesium in. And our soil is depleted of magnesium so bad that I really feel like supplementation is the only way to really get enough magnesium in your diet. And if you you could use Natural Calm. A lot of people do that, which is something that you can get on Amazon. That's a magnesium drink. But I prefer magnesium glycinate because I read a bunch of articles on magnesium, and magnesium glycinate is one of the types of magnesium that absorbs really, really well into your body. And it helps with so many other things besides just your electrolytes. I mean, it helps you sleep better. It helps with leg cramps. If you're suffering from leg cramps, make sure you're getting enough magnesium. Lay in a magnesium bath. I was having problems with that. My leg cramps were excruciating. Yeah. And so I laid in a bathtub with about a half a cup of Epsom salt. And I got the kind that smell really good. And that really helped me a lot. But yeah, you really, really need to make sure. This is a tiny little pickle, so I'm going to put that whole thing in there. I'm going to put that whole pickle in there. All right, I'm going to go get some more pickles. I'll be right back. I'm using up a bunch of odds and ends. Yeah, you know what? Those leg cramps can wake you up and it feels like you're going to die. I'm not kidding you. The leg cramps make you feel like you're just going to end it all right now. So make sure you're getting your electrolytes. An Epsom salt float. All right, so I got rid of the 2 jars of pickles that I had already opened up. And these are like quartered. And they're pretty long. So I'm going to cut them in half. And I'm going to eat them just like that. You know what? These meat roll-ups have really been helping me for the first meal of my day. Oh, jumping jacks, did that help? I never thought of that. I'm almost done with these. I have 2 more containers to do. Ooh, that's a really thin one. We're going to double that one up. Ooh, that's a nice thick one. All right, so there we go. So yeah, this has really been helping me out get my first meal in. I need something that's a finger food because I do registration at the hospital that I work at. And so I can't just leave whenever I feel like it to go warm up some food. So I needed something that was tasty and delicious that I could eat on the go, that didn't need to be warmed up. And that's another reason why I was thinking about deviled eggs, because deviled eggs, if you keep them cold, you know, you can just pop them in your mouth and eat them, and they are so, so good. Okay, so this is the deal with what I'm doing right now. I just used up that whole package of the roast beef. And I have another package, but I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator and later on the week, maybe prep some more if I need to, because I'm not going to open up another package for just 4 little slices. I want to keep it as fresh as possible. The expiration date on this is pretty far out. It's, what is it? Oh, here it is. April 19th. So I've got quite a bit of time. They had them on sale at the grocery store this week. And they also had a Black Forest ham that only had 1 carb for 7 slices, which I thought was pretty good. I don't eat ham very often because of the sugar content in it, but once in a while, I love ham. All right, so I've got 4 days worth. That'll get me through until Thursday, and then if I need to make another one, or maybe I'll use some extra salami or something else that I already have in my refrigerator. But there we go. That's enough for 4 days. Yeah, you know what? I'm a big believer in sole water. Big believer in sole water. I've got my husband taking the sole water right now too. All right, so that's done. So every week that I do meal prep, I always tell you guys how lame the store is that I have to shop at that's close by to me. And here's how lame it is this week. I had decided, ooh, pesto chicken sounds really good. So I wrote on my shopping list, I need chicken, I need pesto sauce, I need feta cheese, basil, pesto sauce, Kalamata olives, all sorts of stuff. Hi, Melanie. And my store is so lame it doesn't have feta cheese. But I had, and artichoke hearts too. But I was so looking forward to this pesto chicken, and I couldn't get feta cheese. So I thought, well, I bought some blue cheese for my Cobb salad. So I guess I'll just put some blue cheese on it instead of feta, even though feta would have been better. And it's a totally different taste than blue cheese, but I love blue cheese. I can put that on anything. So I'm going to have blue cheese on both of my dishes because I couldn't get the feta. So this is how the pesto chicken's going to go down. As soon as the chicken is done cooking in the oven, I'm going to put it in my meal prep container. I've got this basil pesto, and I'm just going to spoon some of that on top of the chicken. I have some artichoke hearts, and artichoke hearts have, let's talk about this. So for 10 pieces of artichoke hearts, which I'm not going to have that many, I'm probably going to put like 2 or 3 in with everything else. It has 50 calories, 0 fat, 9 carbs, 4 fiber, less than 1 gram of sugar, 3 grams of protein. So at first, when I was thinking about artichoke hearts, I was like, holy Toledo, 9 carbs. But I mean, 10 is a serving. If I cut that down to a third, it's only 3 grams of carbs. So that's not bad. So anyway, I saved the can. I already rinsed them all off and they're ready to go in my container. But I wanted to save this and show you in case you haven't heard of artichoke hearts. I love artichokes too. I could just scoop up those artichoke hearts with a little bit of mayonnaise and eat them like that. Oh, that's heaven for sure. Okay, and then this pesto sauce, I actually had this in my freezer that I bought quite a while back. Ooh, it freezes really good. So this has, the label's all wonky, 1/4 cup, which I'm not going to have 1/4 cup. I'm probably just going to put a couple of spoonfuls on each one. 1/4 cup is 350 calories, 35 grams of fat, 4 carbs with 1 fiber and 5 protein, because, you know, it has nuts in it. So I think the macros on that are really, really good. And let me see here. 4 tablespoons is in 1/4 cup. I'm probably going to use 2 tablespoons. So I will cut all those macros in half, which means it'll have 2 carbs. So that's not bad. And then I've got these Kalamata olives. I love these. And I don't use them very often, but once in a while I do. So let's talk about macros again, in case you're interested. 4 olives have 40 calories, 4 grams of fat, 1 carb, and 0 protein. So that's Kalamata olives. I know, they taste so good in a salad. And you know what? I don't usually, I don't always eat artichokes. I don't really think about them. I love all olives too. But I don't know why I don't think of artichoke hearts very often in my meals. But when I was doing this pesto chicken, I knew that it would be good. All right, let's tidy up here a little bit, shall we? And then we're going to test the theory on the hard-boiled eggs, see how it works live and in person. They're nice and cold. All right. Here we go. Let's get this closer to me. Oh, it's not coming off too bad. It's coming off pretty good, actually. So see, if you dip it in ice water and let it sit and get cold, I guess I bet I shouldn't talk until I have all of my eggs done, right? Well, it is kind of sticking a little bit. It's been through a rough time there. Some of the white is coming off. I'm telling you guys, the Instant Pot is the way to go. Oh, this one's coming off real nice. Really nice. I have bipolar eggs, is what it is. No offense to anybody who's bipolar. See, that one turned out really good. I know, I hate peeling eggs too. You know what? I saw, when I first saw Alma, Keto Meets Menopause, and saw her do that in her intro to her video, I've always wanted to try that out, and I never have. Maybe that's what I should do. Do you put water in the jar when you do it? I do test my ketones, and I was doing it when I first started my reset, restart, refocus. Do you guys put water in the jar? Okay. Hang on a sec. I'm going to go get a jar. I have one right here. So when I first started doing the reset, restart, refocus, I'm going to finish this one here that I started. I was testing my ketones and my glucose every day. If you poke holes in it, doesn't the egg white leak out? And my ketones were really high, and my blood glucose was really low. And then I stopped checking just because I knew what my numbers were. And I check them every so often. I don't put it in my video, which I probably should. Okay, here we go. There it is. Well, that didn't work out for me. Look at. Well, I have 4 done. This is all I'm going to do. That's all. No, I'm going to do one more. I need 5 for my salads this week. So I'm going to do one more. That didn't work out so well for me. Looks like a teenager with acne. Maybe it's just my eggs. Maybe my eggs are old. I can't wait till people's chickens start laying eggs around here again. There it is. All right, let's do one more. And then I'm done with the eggs. I don't care what they look like. They don't have to be photo finish pretty. And actually, the yolk is the part I'm going for anyway. So if I lose some of this egg white, I don't care. Ooh, look at that. That one's coming off really good. So I haven't boiled eggs for a really long time because I was buying them at work. You can get, for $2, you can get a dozen of hard-boiled eggs that are already peeled. All right, so let's rinse that off. Oh, fresher are more problematic. Maybe they're fresher. It's all good, Melanie. Just listen along. All right, there we go. 5 eggs. I'm going to make 5. No, you know what? After I put them in the oven, I realized I didn't put any salt and pepper on it. But I'll salt and pepper them afterwards, and hopefully the pesto sauce will make up for the fact that I forgot to put the salt and pepper on it. You like my nails? You know what? I hadn't painted my fingernails in like 12 years because when I moved to Utah, I started working in food services, and when I'm working 5 days a week, I couldn't have fingernail polish on my fingers. It's against the health code. And so now that I'm working at the front desk, I was like, you know what? I can start painting my fingernails again. So Abby, last week, I had this color called Mermaid, and Abby wanted to paint my fingernails for me. So I let her, and it was a really pretty color. And after I took that off, I got this pinky color, which I thought was really pretty. And then yesterday when I went to Family Dollar, they had a bunch of nail polish on clearance. So I bought a ton of different colors. So I'm going to change my fingernails every few days. Just because I like doing it and it makes me feel good. And I really think that my fingernails are getting long. I think keto is making my fingernails stronger because they're getting pretty long for me. So we'll see. Okay, so I've got that done. The roast beef is done. I have everything prepped for the chicken, pesto chicken. I'll take some of this, I'll open up one of these and crumble it into a bowl. You know, just like shredded cheese, if you buy this kind of cheese already crumbled in a container, it has carbs because they put that anti-caking agent in it. And this is pretty simple to do. I mean, crumbling this kind of cheese is even easier than shredding your own cheese. Chicken has 8 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to put a glove on so I don't get all that cheesy deliciousness under my fingernails. I know, I got some gel nail polish too. Because all I'm really going to do to crumble this is just squish it. Squish, squish, squish. And I'm making the pieces a little bit on the small side, not too small. You see that? I like chunky pieces, actually. Oh, I love red. I bought a couple different shades of red too, but red velvet, that sounds really pretty. You'll have to show it on your video. I guess we'll just see it, right? All right, so there you go. Bam, just like that, it's done. So before I started the stream, I got all my vegetables washed and ready to go in my container. That's everything that we're doing. Look at that lousy lettuce. I can't wait for vegetables to be back in season. I cannot wait for vegetables to be back in season. So you don't have to pick through all the ugly stuff to find something semi-good. So I'm just going to prep this asparagus real quick. This is usually Owen's job when he's here with me. I miss having the kids here. They're good helpers. And I love teaching them how to cook. You know, when I was growing up, my mom didn't teach me how to cook. And we ate out in restaurants a lot. My dad loved restaurants. And we ate out in restaurants quite a bit. And my mom didn't teach me how to cook. So when I went out on my own, I didn't know how to cook at all. And so I went by a few cookbooks. The Joy of Cooking was one of the cookbooks. And just a few other miscellaneous cookbooks that I could find. And there, just like that, that's done. Now let's cut this bell pepper. And the Food Network was really, really new. In the late 80s, what was it, like mid 80s maybe when it started. And they didn't actually have a website because we didn't all have computers way back then. And so you had to send to the Food Network to get their recipes on the shows. But I learned a lot. I would get my my pen and paper out and follow along. And so I'm just cutting these kind of chunky because they're going to be roasted along with the asparagus. I did that last week and it was really good. So I got my pen and my paper out, wrote down some of the recipes as I watched, and the Joy of Cooking and the Food Network, mostly the Food Network, is what taught me how to cook. So I don't know why I know why I'm saying that. So I like it when the kids help me in the kitchen. I want to teach them, you know, some skills like that. Especially the boys. Boys need to know how to cook. I've got a little bit of zucchini already cut up and washed. I just think that it should be a law, before your kid goes out on their own, they should be able to cook a few meals and know how to do laundry. Should be a law. But once I started cooking and I learned how to cook, I really enjoyed it. My mom made a few things that were really good that everybody really liked. She did a lot of casseroles and things like that. Okay, these tomatoes are getting in my way. I need to... Latino Keto Lifestyle, hi! Thank you for coming by. I just barely found your channel. If you guys don't know Latino Keto Lifestyle, check her out and give her a little bit of support. She has an amazing story on her channel that she did a few days ago about her weight loss story. and just a little bit about her life in general. It was really, really good. It was like a 30-minute video, and I sat there and watched the whole thing. Sometimes if I find longer videos like that, I'll watch them while I'm getting ready for work in the morning, while I'm putting on my makeup and all that kind of stuff. All right, and now I'm doing radishes. Yeah, you really inspired me, Maria. I'm just going to put some radishes in with the roasted vegetables. So we have asparagus, zucchini, bell peppers, and radishes this time. Once I learned how to do roasted vegetables, I have never had a steamed vegetable since. This is the way to go. And some people are against roasted vegetables because the roasting brings out the natural sugars in the vegetable. But I say, so what? I mean, if you're trying to keep your diabetes under control and you've got to watch out for that kind of stuff, I guess that's important. But I don't eat fruit. There's my timer. Let's check on our chicken. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. Let's check the temperature, shall we? You can't be too careful with your chicken. You've got to make sure that your chicken's at 165 or over. It is. There it is. There it is. Stopped it at 175. Yeah. Okay. So we'll give that a wash in a little bit. Now, I've got to do a little something here before I can move on. So I just had this disposable pan in the refrigerator overnight. I like to use these to put my meat in while it's defrosting in the refrigerator, so it contains all the juices that run out. So I just washed it off, and we're gonna put the chicken in it so that my pans can cool off, and I can throw my roasted vegetables. Actually, tell me what you guys think. Do you think it would be tasty if I roasted my vegetable in the juices from the chicken? That actually sounds kind of good to me. It had bacon in it first, and now it has chicken. I'm kind of regretting not putting salt and pepper. Hi, Lish. There's Alicia. Are you Alicia or are you one of the kids? That's either my daughter or my grandkids. I think it's Alicia, not the kids. Yeah, I think that all this chicken fat and the bacon fat will make the vegetables even tastier. But I'm going to throw the paper away. I know for a fact if that first pan of chicken was done, the second one is definitely done. That's why I didn't check it with the thermometer, because it was on the bottom rack. Everything on the bottom rack cooks faster. And these have a nice brown color on them. Really, really, really crispy chicken right there. Okay, so I'm going to ditch the parchment paper. Ouch. That's hot. And I'm just going to put the vegetables straight on that pan. All right, let me wash my hands really fast. All right, how are we doing on time? 3:09. It doesn't matter how fast I think my meal prep is going to be. It always takes longer than I expect it to. But, ouch, we're an hour in, and all I have left to do is to roast these vegetables. Oh my goodness, this is going to be amazing. And the roasted vegetables, I like my vegetables to be on the crunchy side, not overly done, because the longer that they sit there in the meal prep container in all the juices and everything, and then microwaving them to warm them up before I eat them, they cook just a little bit more. And I can't stand mushy vegetables. So I'm just going to chop up a few more of these radishes. So once I get these vegetables in, it'll be 15 minutes for those to cook. And while those are cooking, I'm going to put my salad together the best that I can. And we'll be done. Put the pesto chicken together. That won't take long. Of course, my husband says I have no concept of time and space, and he is a little bit right about that. I'm grabbing the biggest radishes that I have here. And I have a few more in my basket that I'm not going to cook, and I'm probably going to eat them raw because I adore radishes. I love the bitey taste that they have when they're raw. Radishes are very low in carb. Did you guys notice I'm not doing mushrooms this week? I do mushrooms a lot because I love mushrooms. All right, so now I've got this pan of roasted vegetables already done. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of this chicken/bacon grease on top. There's some on the bottom, and now there's some on top. Wash my hands. This time, I'm not going to forget the salt and pepper. I was talking in one of my videos about how I regretted not salting something enough. I didn't salt it enough, whatever it was. And salt is a lot different. It has a different taste in your food when you have it on there while it's cooking than afterwards. I think it's so much better while you to have your food salted when you're cooking. So let that be a lesson to you. Before you cook your chicken thighs, make sure you salt and pepper them. That's a lot of pepper. Okay, in the oven they go. Let's try 15 minutes to start off with. Okay, I need a drink. I love mushrooms too. Yeah. I got the salt and pepper. Okay. Let's clear this away. One, two, three. All right, it's all coming together now. I'm going to do 5 salads. Hi, Christian. How come you didn't call Grandma? How come you didn't text Grandma so you can come over today? Did you get sick of me yesterday? Well, it makes me happy that he said hi too. Oh, you're good, Juanita. I'm happy that you came by. Oh, darn it. Did he leave it at my house yesterday? So I'm just taking these paper towels and I'm putting them in the bottom of my meal prep containers. Hi, Gage. Oh, well, I'll have to look. I didn't look in the over with the tablets. Maybe it's over there. If I see it, I'll bring it to work tomorrow. Okay. So I just put some paper towels in the bottom of these containers because if you didn't know, FYI, that will keep your lettuce fresh all week long. Paper towels. I learned that trick from Debbie at the Choice Factor. I really miss her. She doesn't do videos like she used to. All right, there we go. Just like that. Bam. So now, take this head of green leaf lettuce. I almost bought some red leaf lettuce to go with the green because I really like the way it looks. It's so pretty, even though it tastes the same to me as the green leaf. The green leaf and red leaf taste the same to me. But the red leaf lettuce seems to go bad really, really fast. So now I'm just kind of arranging it. I'm putting some of these lighter pieces in with the darker pieces. Just like that. Another paper towel on top. I used to put my salads in a jar until I learned about these paper towels. And you know what? The salad in a jar just causes you to have two things to wash because you can't eat the salad out of the jar. You've got to dump it all out into a plate anyway. So to me, this just makes more sense than salad in a jar. All right, now got my egg slicer here. And I'm going to slice up those wonky eggs. This is kind of a neat egg slicer. I really like it because it's got this one piece that wedges and it's got the slicer so you can do it however you want. Maybe I'll do wedges now that I'm talking about wedges. All right, there we go. Okay, so for all of you people that joined me late, I'm going to remind you to go check out my website, ketokeepingitsimple.com. I put up a new homepage that I'm pretty proud of, even though it's not completely done. I think I'm going to change it again. And check out my new blog post on keto basics. Okay, there's the eggs. Now we're going to take some of the scrumptious bacon that I just cooked. There's an eggshell. Look how perfect that. Do you guys remember a few weeks ago? I know you need one of those egg slicers, Deb. I'm going to have to put together a list of my favorite things on Amazon so that people can find them when I use them. A few weeks ago, I burnt my bacon and I ate it anyway, but this turned out perfect. So there you go. So I'm just going to slice it up into pieces like that. And I have more than enough bacon sitting here than I need for my salads. All right, there's that. Ooh, there's a little burnt piece. So you guys know the last time I checked in with you, I had like a 2.5 pound gain. I was just retaining water like crazy. Well, it hasn't all released itself yet. Oh, and also, yeah, no, you can't have too much bacon. You know what? I'm gonna, hi Cindy. I'm going to, now that I have a website, I'm going to apply for affiliate for Amazon for sure. And that's where I'll put my list of my favorite Amazon things that I use and people might want to try out too. But yeah, that egg slicer is an awesome gadget. Okay, so yeah, that is a myth, Juanita. So here's my salads coming together. Put about, I don't know, 3 or 4 tomatoes in each one. I'll put 4. Okay, there's that. And you want to hear something funny? Well, before I tell you something funny, I'm going to wash off my cutting board. The end is near. I was going to tell you something funny, and now I forgot what I was going to say. That's old age. It'll come back to me. Okay, so now we're just going to put the blue cheese in there. And I'm actually going to wrap up the chicken separately. And we'll be done with another meal. Just a good heaping tablespoon. Oh, I love the way blue cheese smells. Love it. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I always feel like such a cheater when I put onions in my meals. It's funny, huh? So anyway, I'm going to be a cheater and I'm going to put a little bit of onion in my meal. Let me wash my knife. That's what I was going to say. All right. Just a few slices, nothing major. If Abby was here, she'd be eating the onion right along with me. But she's at her friend's house today. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to see about growing chives this summer. I can't ever get chives in my little town, just the dried ones. And the dried ones don't have the same flavor. But I'm going to see if maybe we can grow some chives, because I would use the heck out of those. Onions can be very, very carby for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little piece like that in each of my salads. Some people don't even like onion raw. I do. Okay, now let me get a container to put the rest of this onion in. Doesn't that look amazing? And oh, I'm running out of containers. Shame on me. I'm coming. All right. Giving him about 3 or 4 more minutes. Okay, so this is not the ultimate, but yeah, I'm still doing mostly OMAD. I'm kind of, I am eating 2 meals, but one's like more like a snack and a meal, and I'm eating them like an hour apart. So I'm still getting 22 or 23 hours of fasting in. Bye, Juanita. Thank you for coming by. Have fun at church. Okay, so this is not the best. It's plastic, and I was trying to do everything in glass. I need more containers. Oh, darn it. Let's get these boxed up. I'm a California girl, so is Alicia, but we live in Utah now. I was born and raised in California. All right, that's done. So let's put the chicken. Ouch. Oh, that was hot. Don't try that at home, kids. Well, actually, now that's dirty. I've got 2 that are glass. So I'll put the 2 in the glass ones that I have, 3 in the plastic ones, and you know, I'll eat one and wash the dish, and I'll just rotate it into the glass dishes. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, did you guys see my plank that I did? 1 minute, 17 seconds. I'm so excited about that. Look at how good that chicken looks. Cali girls through and through. might make it to 2 minutes. I know, huh? But Melanie and I were talking about it. We're going to keep going through past the end of March. And I'm kind of hoping by the end of this year that maybe I can do a 5-minute plank. Not right away. I mean, yeah, I'm giving myself the rest of the year. I mean, if I started out this year on February 1st to doing a 30-second plank, and by the end of the year, if I could do a 5-minute plank, that's quite an accomplishment in my book. All right, so there's the chicken. My salads are all done. Now I just have to put together my pesto chicken. And guess what? The vegetables are just about done too. I know. Hi, Jerry. I didn't know you were here. The chicken does look juicy, doesn't it? Okay, so we're winding down to the last few minutes here. One more meal prep container to go, and we'll be done. Just like that. Bam! Oh, yeah, that does look juicy. I mean, really, look at that. There's a lot to be said for not overcooking your chicken, you guys. A lot to be said about juicy chicken. So I'm going to have 2 pieces of chicken left over for another day. I'm turning these upside down so that the pesto sauce will flavor the meat. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine how good those vegetables are going to taste cooked in that chicken fat? All right. So now let me put you down so you can see what I'm doing. Kind of give that a stir. Do you guys like pesto sauce? Basically, all it is pine nuts, basil, garlic, olive oil, salt and pepper. Good pesto sauce just has those 4 ingredients in it. And I've already, this container's half gone. I had this when I first bought it and then put it in the freezer for another day. And this is what it looks like. It's very, very chunky. If you've never had this, you should go look for it in your store. Try to get the kind that's a little bit fresh like this instead of the canned. I have this. This Prego basil pesto sauce in a jar. I've never had this in the jar. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. But this stuff that's kind of semi-fresh that you get in the refrigerated section, if you can find it at your store, this is the way to go, besides making your own. So anyway, I'm just going to take a spoonful on each piece of chicken. Let me show you what I'm doing. Nice heaping, big tablespoonful. And I said earlier that I'm going to probably do 2 tablespoons on each piece of chicken. Just so I can use it up. I can't put it back in the freezer. Once I freeze something, I don't freeze it again. I'm afraid, I'm too scared to do that. All right, there it is. So that just has 2 tablespoons on each one. Now, we're going to take some of these artichoke hearts and put about 3 or 4 pieces of artichoke hearts on it. Oh, that was a little dinky one. I'm going to put 4 on. 10 was a serving, remember? All right, there's that. Now the olives. I showed you guys this earlier, but for the newcomers, there's olives. Oh, no wonder 4 is a serving. Those are dinky little olives. I'm just going to put 3. I'm not going to put 4. Let me drain off some of this juice. I'm going to put the olives in this little corner back here. I forgot to get the pitted kind. These have seeds in them. So I'll just remember that. Okay, there we go. 3 olives. I love olives too. I love them all. Except for the ones with the pimentos in them. I like green olives. I just don't like the pimentos. I love the green olives that have garlic stuffed in the middle. Oh my goodness, that is so good. So I'm just going to crumble up a little bit more of this blue cheese. If you guys are just coming in, I was complaining at the very beginning of the live stream about how lame my grocery store is. When I was doing my meal prep planning on Saturday morning, I decided to do this pesto chicken dish. And this isn't really a recipe. It's just something that I thought of. And I was going to use feta cheese. And my store is so lame, it doesn't have feta cheese. So there you go. Lame. So I'm using blue cheese instead. And I know that blue cheese and feta cheese are not the same thing. They're 2 totally different flavors. But I'm going with what I have to work with. All right, one more thing and then we're done. Thank you, Jerry. I know, so lame, huh? So lame. I was going to text you, Alicia, to see if the kitchen had any feta cheese, maybe. But I didn't do that. All right. Here's some of this stuff out of the way. I don't have as big of a mess to clean up as I usually do. I'm proud of myself. Usually it takes me about 30 minutes to clean up after I'm done with my meal prep. Okay. There's that. Let's put some vegetables in it, and then we're done. You know what? With these vegetables sitting in the container with the pesto sauce, it's going to give these vegetables an amazing flavor. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jack. Oh, I can't wait for this. I was eating a lot of beef for a long time. But then I started craving chicken. So I started thinking of some different chicken dishes to make. And this was one of them. Oh, so you know what? Earlier, yeah, they taste a lot different. They don't have that bite that a radish has. When you cook them in the oven, when you pan roast, when you roast them in the oven, it takes that bite away. It's a totally different vegetable after you cook them. So I was going to tell you guys, and then I stopped talking about it and started talking about something else because that's the way I roll. So I did those 2 pages on my website, and I'm going to have 2 more pages that I'm going to do right away. One is going to be meal prep or meal plan, actually. I'm going to put up a week's worth of meals up every so often with shopping lists and the whole thing. That's the next thing that I'm going to work on the website. So that'll be coming up soon. And then I've got to learn. I'm going to put then I'm going to start putting recipes up like crazy. But I need to learn how to put the button in there that prints out the menu or the recipe, because I hate going to a website to get a recipe from them and I can't print out their recipe. Drives me nutty. So that's what I'm going to do with the recipes is I need to learn how to put that print button in there. All right, so there it is. So just let me put the lids on these real quick. I'll give you a little bit of an overview and then we'll go. Hey, have I buffered it all? You couldn't find my website? KetoKeepingItSimple.com? I'm going to put a link to the website in the description, okay? So maybe you can go there and... Oh, I haven't buffered at all? If you want some, Lish, I'll share one with you. I've got more than enough food here. Okay, so here we go. One, two, three. Well, that's good because the last couple of weeks I was having a lot of problems with my internet. And if I haven't buffered at all, that's good. Last week, my internet completely quit and I didn't get to finish the live stream. Okay, so here we go. What worked fine for you, Cindy? Was it are you talking about the website? Okay. So this webcam is so different than a camera. Oh, there we go. I have these roast beef roll-ups with cream cheese. There you go. Cream cheese and pickle in the middle. I've got 4 of those. There they are. I've got this pesto chicken that we just did. Well, dang it. Oh, there it is. Chicken underneath with cheese and artichoke hearts, olives, roasted vegetables, pesto sauce, nothing but yumminess. And then we have a Cobb salad. I'll probably use some Italian dressing or something with that, or ranch. And that has cheese, a little bit of onion, tomato, bacon, hard-boiled eggs. And here's the chicken to go along with that. So anyway, that's my meal prep for the week. And yes, I'm going to eat good. Every day that I show you what I eat, and I'm going to tell you, oh, and this is so, so good. Oh, that is so, so good, because it is. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me and keeping me company while I did my chores. I love you all. And make sure you check out my new blog post on my website, ketokeepingitsimple.com. So until next time, oh, I want to tell you one more thing really, really quick. So I usually do my weigh-in videos on Monday, but since my 60-day video was on a Wednesday, expect to see my weigh-ins on Wednesdays now. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, anyway, that's all. So until next time, keep calm and keto on. Thank you. You guys have a good week.